Subscribe and I will lessen the punishment of your soul.
Shh, Leslie, not so loud. Me and Commando were playing a game, but then an arrow flew through my window. But instead of reacting like he usually does, Commando just took the arrow and went back home. And he has been in there for hours. No, he's not. In fact, you know what? Come over here. Have a look-see for yourself. Well, he's just sitting there, meditating. I think there might be something wrong. Who knows what it could be with him?
Oh, for pity's sake, just come inside and I'll just tell you what's going on. When I first joined the Toon Corps, I was taken to a very Asian-inspired fandom in order to keep the peace there. While there, I decided to hone my skills in their own unique fighting style. Turns out, I was a natural. No one could defeat me. Well, there was one who was my equal. His name was the Great Samurai Essa. He was my equal in every regard. Over 1,000 fights, and neither one of us was able to claim victory over the other. Before we had a chance to settle our ancient feud, I was shipped off to another fandom. But clearly he still held a grudge, and now he's found and challenged me again.
So I take it you're not going to be around for the review?
Nope. You're gonna have to do this one without me.
Okay then. This is The End in Friendship. The episode begins with Rarity and Rainbow Dash planning to spend the whole day together, only for Twilight and Starlight to pull them aside in order to use them as an example of compromising through friendship. But then a revelation dawns on the two of them. They have nothing in common. Except for the fact that both of them like to go to the spa. Just throwing that one out there, folks. Well, despite this revelation, they still try to hang out, only for one to completely disregard what the other is doing and completely losing their temper over it.
Hi, my name is Alan Olin, and I like reading comic books. I am Rhino Butler, and I like to do my preferred profession to bottle.
Yerg, and I be Deadbeard, and I like selling me ships across the fandom seas.
We all have different interests, but we all are still joined at the hip.
Because we all are friends.
And that's all you need to know about this episode, folks. Well, one line gets crossed over another, and they no longer are friends. So Starlight tries to salvage what little can be saved of their friendship by having them do the other's passion, reading their favorite book. But when that clearly isn't working, Starlight tries to abandon ship. But soon it's discovered that one of the 6 legendary mystical items of power has gone missing. Which, I reiterate, Twilight,
why did you have them in the scavenger hunt in the first place?
Well, thankfully, Rarity and Rainbow Dash are on the case, for both of them use their unique individual skills in order to overcome several different obstacles in order to discover where the amulet has been taken. Which, most of the trials they suffered through were solved by Rarity. In fact, the grand majority of trials were solved by Rarity. Okay, Rarity, you are seriously tipping the point of Mary Sue. Well, it turns out the perpetrator of the crime was Spike, who stole it in order to get them to work together in order to become good best friends again. And this episode feels incomplete. Like there was an idea there, but it just wasn't given enough time to develop. And you don't even really need to pick through the details with a fine-tooth comb. You could just see flat out that the whole they have nothing in common spiel wasn't really true. And that ending? Rarity, you were bordering Mary Sue levels of being able to solve the problems. There was no call for that unicorn to be that awesome. And of course, you could pretty much predict exactly what was going to happen while it was happening. And that's a negative in any kind of episode, no matter how good it is. Bottom line, this story just felt incomplete and rushed. Like they needed to fill in an episode slot, so they just threw together what they could in the short time that they could do it. Like this really does feel like a rushed overnight work. So with that being said, I'm the Cartoon Gentleman and... oh, right, we had a subplot with Commando. Let's see where that went.
Samurai Essa.
Commando Skull, let us not mince words. We are both men of action.
Usual terms then. No weapons, no time limit.
We will settle this like true warriors, with our fists.
Then let's do this.
American first.
As well as it should be!
Smash Bros. You two have spent this whole time fighting in a single Smash Bros game?
It wouldn't be so cheap if he didn't use Donkey Kong's ground pound so often. That's such a cheap move.
Oh, you want to talk about cheap move? You constantly pick Meta Knight as your main fighter.
I only work with the best.
You only work with the cheap.
And here I thought this fight was going to be epic, but as it turns out, they just both really suck at Smash Bros. Understood, m'lady. You watch the Cartoon Gentleman, and as you excuse us, I'm going to operate.
The